Hello. Okay, I'm gonna try and make this really quick because I've got to go soon. But yeah, the important stuff's going to be at the beginning, and then I'm going to go on to explain it afterwards. So for those of you who are checking this just from the Reddit thread, I've got a new chess feature suggestion. It's something that I've been thinking about for quite a while, and I keep asking people, "What do you think about this? You know, what are the upsides? What are the downsides?" It seems pretty good, so I'm just going to put it out there for people to people to critique and see if they like it. And you can see it; it's up at the top, right? And I'll just start with that statement, then I'll explain it. If an attack passes through your hitbox during the beginning of your dodge, you will receive extra recovery frames on your dodge. So the time I'm talking about is between about 4 to 8 frames at the beginning of a normal non-chase dodge. So about 1, 2, not these because you're vulnerable here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish. These frames, okay? Just the very beginning. You see whether the flash is beginning to come out until you've actually got the full invulnerability, so just as you flash. And I think dodge effects need updating, but yeah. So if a hitbox were to touch my invincible hurtbox, so let's select this. If Diana is attacking, right? If I were to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's a bad example, bad timing. Let's go again quickly. Okay, here, right? So that is, what frame is that? That's 1, 2. This is, okay, I'm invincible here. So frame 1, frame 2, frame 3. Okay, on the third frame of the beginning of my normal dodge, a hitbox connects with me. Obviously, it doesn't hit me because I'm invincible, right? But what would happen here is that I get, say, frozen. There's some hit stop, you know, there's some, like, freeze frames or something. Or maybe not, maybe I just keep going and then there's lag at the end. There's some sort of flash to indicate that I've been hit during the beginning of my dodge, right? And then when I get to the end of my dodge, because I was caught at the beginning, I don't recover when I would normally recover. So let's say, wait for I turn blue. Oh, you don't turn blue when you dodge, my bad, okay, my bad. Of course not. So yeah, I recover, but then there's about 4 to 8 extra frames on, no, not even 4 to 8, perhaps 2 to 6 extra frames of recovery on the end where I can't attack. Maybe I can jump, maybe I can move, I haven't really thought that through, right? That's more for the testing if people really like the idea. But I can't attack back directly. Now, what this is, that's got pretty, like, big implications, right? That's a pretty big idea. So I'm just like, that's the idea, that's it, and I'm going to go ahead and explain it now. So, like, first of all, I'll start with, what's the problem that we're trying to solve? Let me just shut Diana up really quickly. The problem I think I'm trying to solve, and it's something that a lot of us feel but can't quite articulate or don't really understand the source of, is that it's not rewarding to attack first. If I am here, and Diana is there, and we're in a neutral state in the game, okay, the fastest thing that can happen, and the most likely thing to happen, is someone dodges. Dodge is always 2 frames away, 2 frames startup. There's no move in the game that's that fast. So if people act at the exact same time, you know, they're able to act at the exact same time, they do. If someone dodges, that dodge will always work. Always. Absolutely. There's nothing that can stop it. So this is akin to the idea of dodge breaking, but it's not so, it's more universal, and I think it's easier to balance overall. And it doesn't add extra buttons or anything. So this is a bit like dodge breaking, but it's a sort of like watered down version of that I think fits into the game a little bit better. So yeah, we're both in this position, okay? This is someone I'm fighting. Now, any attack I can do, I have to do aware of the fact that they might dodge. Aware of the fact that they might dodge. Now, this means that... Sorry, my fucking... This means that I'm open... Like, I understand that I have a 50-50 here. Either I'm going to hit them, or... Like, if I were to attack, right, if I were to neutral light, either I'm going to hit them, or they're going to dodge, right? They have that option because there's no attack I can do that's fast enough that would beat their dodge, right? So either I hit them, or they dodge, and let's say in the example of neutral light, they can parry me. So they can, after their dodge, turn around and hit me back, because they have a decent startup move. Let's say it's spear would be a really good example, just for visuals. So yeah, let's say he has a spear. You know, he dodges when I end light. I can't really get the bot to dodge. So let's say I'll get him to do it actually. Attack reaction, attack light. See that? Instant parry. So we'll just rewind that here. So I want to show you. Here's what happens now. We're in this situation. He decides to attack me, but he has to do that knowing that it's possible that I can dodge, because I'm always 2 frames away from a dodge. Again, there's no attack that can attack fast enough to catch a dodge. I start my dodge, 1, 2, 3. He hits me here. Now, this is how it goes normally. He gets punished, right? That's fine. Now, here's how it would go with my change. I dodge, he hits me, I get increased lag. Now, maybe I still get a punish because I've got that much frame advantage, but the idea is just to shift it slightly more so it's not favouring the person dodging. So I would recover, and maybe he would recover at the same time. That might mean that he might be able to jump away, so that I get a worse punish, you know? Or maybe if I use a move unlike Enlight, or maybe if he uses a different move, like instead of Enlight he uses a faster move, maybe I do get punished. The idea is just to shift it so it's not so in favour of the person who has the 2-frame dodge. Because what people have sort of come to understand is that there's essentially no reason to attack, right? When dodge comes out faster than any attack in the game, and you can dodge in a safe direction, and you can punish someone's attempt to attack your dodge on reaction in a lot of cases. So even if I'm dodging backwards, okay, and this is like throwback to like Ragnar Sidesig at BCX, even if I'm dodging backwards, if he spear neutralites, see if I can do it, I can react to it and I get a punish. That's insane. Okay, that's just insane. So I'm rewarded for being scared, for safe playing. I'm rewarded with a side sig. So I dodge back. Right, we start our attacks roughly at the same time. Bam, bam, bam. Is this a true punish? It is. It's a true punish. I get a dodge back side sig because dodge is just so fast, and there's no risk. Like the risk reward is skewed on the option of dodging. So what people have sort of learnt to do is they don't attack. They attack by whilst also moving, so that if your person dodges it, they're less likely to dodge in the correct way, so you're going to be further apart, so they can't parry you, they can't punish you. That's why you get like floating, that's why you get, I'll show you this example. That's why you get things like fadeaways, right? That's why fadeaways are so strong, is because if your opponent dodges the wrong way, then they aren't going to punish you, even though they're advantaged. What this is actually aimed at doing is to just make them less advantaged. Give them less of a frame advantage in this situation. So you don't have to only attack with fadeaways, or like the only way that attacks happen. There's 2 cases that people attack in high level play, right? In top level play, and that's on reaction to something. So you react to a jump. Well, no, there's 3 cases. Sorry, on reaction. So you react to them doing an attack, and you punish them with your own. Okay, and then there's hard reads, which are good, but they don't happen that often, frankly, because you have to go through all this other stuff. And then the third case is people attack when they know that they can't be punished for the attack, and that because any attack in a neutral situation, attack in a situation like this, can be punished by a dodge, and a dodge is always an option because a dodge is 2-frame startup. Then people attack by only in really safe ways. So they're moving around, they're doing fadeaways, they're only using they'll use invulnerability to pretend to attack, and then they're reacting to see if your opponent attacks, and then you whiff them. So it's all about tricking your opponent to attack, because the advantage is always in the favor of the dodge, and the dodge is always there. It's not always, obviously. Here's the thing, right? Dodge has a cooldown, but that cooldown is relevant when you can dodge backwards and still be advantaged enough to punish and still get the reward. Like, the potential reward is there if you dodge backwards. If I dodge backwards and my opponent doesn't hard read it, I can just keep walking backwards and I'm going to get my dodge back before they can do anything, just because of the way the game is. They can chase dodge after me. It's still not going to be fast enough to catch me unless they go for something really crazy, and that's just not right. Like, risk reward wise, why is it so hard on them for them to catch me, right? So the idea is, if 2 people are close to each other, you are rewarded now, or you are rather less punished, because at the moment you are punished for attacking, because it's always a 50-50. Are they going to dodge, or are they not going to dodge? You know, a lot of the time they do dodge. Even if they do dodge, what are you meant to do? Like, how do you deal with that? You have to guess which way they're going to dodge. You need to be there, quickly, because if they dodge, they're probably going to jump right afterwards, or they could come down with the hitbox. You know, it just keeps going. They just can keep this running away thing going. Here, you attack in this position. They dodge. You are rewarded for attacking in the sense that they take this additional lag. You can follow up, right, with less fear of being attacked back instantly, because they're stuck in recovery time of their dodge for longer. Now, that's the positive side of it. That's the idea. Okay, that's the idea. And sure, you can probably find ways where this doesn't work. I don't know. I haven't. So this is why I'm opening up to you guys. Now, the negatives. Okay, I have given this some thought. I'm sure you'll come up with more. Right, a couple of negatives is it will affect combos. It will affect combos a lot. So, for example, let me just go gauntlets. Let me turn hurtboxes off. Oh no, we'll keep the one actually for this, and then let's just turn dodge reaction down. Okay, so if in this situation, he dodges, my nair connects. It doesn't actually that time. Let me just like that. Well, yeah, okay, there we go. So he dodges, my nair connects within the early frames. 3, 4, 5. So maybe, assuming the window is that big, assuming the window is at least 5 frames big, then when I do an S-Light nair on Gauntlets, he has increased recovery time. Now this could lead a situation where I might be able to punish him for dodging, which is not ideal. And I don't know if that's true, it depends on the numbers, you know, you tweak the numbers up and down. But it will definitely favour weapons that can do this. Gauntlet, Scythe, any weapon that has a setup that you can land on someone and, you know, you don't attack currently, instead you float or you try and bait in some way because you know that you could get parried, unless you have a read on whether or not they're going to dodge or not. But yeah, any situation where you do that, you could actually just, you could attack and get extra frame advantage for free. There are some situations where this is just free extra frame advantage, and that affects weapon balance and combo balance, but that's okay. Like, you can balance that outside. The issue is does this fix a problem that can't otherwise be fixed, which is that attacking first is just not rewarding. It's always a risk. There's no situation. Well, there's very, very, very few situations. Your opponent's dodge has to be completely off. You have to have frame advantage, and they can't. They have to not be able to jump out of it either. And that's the only situation where it's actually 100% correct to attack. What else? What other negatives are there? I don't know. It affects the weapon and combat significantly, and that's not a small thing. It would take a lot of adjusting. Let's see. Here's the other negative. Is people said to me, the first thing they said to me is, well, doesn't that nerf like cross-ups? Doesn't it nerf dodging in? And here's what I think is that no, it doesn't. It does make it a tiny bit harder, but here's the interesting thing. Okay, so if he's doing spear neutral light, and this may require more tweaks to just dodge in general to make it fit. If he's doing spear neutral light, how many active frames does spear neutral light have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, okay? I can dodge early, and I'll get through that, okay? And now, in this situation, I am now rewarded with a full punish, because I dodged early. But if I dodge late... Oh, where's he going? Come on, where are you going, Nash? If I dodge late, then the opposite happens. I am punished. Oops. Oh, okay, that would have worked, actually. Yeah. So if I dodge late, I'm punished. I'm now less rewarded for that. So dodging early remains the same against attacks with low active frames. Dodging late... Sorry, dodging late is now punished. So in a sense, yes, late dodges in order to cross people up are nerfed. It's nerfed. But you can always just go around their hitboxes. In what situations can you not go around their hitboxes? I mean, maybe katana, you could say. But say it's a sword end light, or a hammer side light. You can always just jump and dodge, you know? You're going to get the early frames of your dodge. You're moving closer to them, but you're going to get the early frames of your dodge without it being touched by hitboxes. Okay, and also you have chase dodges, which, as far as I can see, this idea would not apply to momentum dodges and chase dodges. You wouldn't need it. It's just normal dodges. It's just for the close-up situations where attacking is just not viable. It's just not a sensible thing to do in high-level play. So, oh god, this is already going on too long, so I'm going to try and keep it really short now. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so, in the cases where your opponent has lots of active frames, let's say it's an Ada... Where am I going? Let's imagine it's an Ada spear down sig, right? In the case where your opponent has lots of active frames, it is actually a buff. It is a buff to... let's go down heavy. It's a buff to this, because the extended total frames that you get on moves that have high active frames and big hitboxes, ones that you can't move around easily, would actually make it safer for you to dodge into it. You see how I run out of invulnerability early here? If I had gotten caught at the beginning of my dodge and received increased dodge invulnerability and recovery... Sorry, I should have mentioned that at the beginning. You keep invulnerability through this, right? So it just extends your dodge longer. So it makes it more defensive than an aggressive dodge. So you still have invulnerability, but you're just stuck into that action for longer. So yeah, the increased invulnerability would actually help me punish this sig, this high active frame sig. I mean, also you could just wait it out. But yeah, like it just doesn't go wrong at some point. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to upload this before I go. I'm late. And let me know what you think in the comments. I've been mulling over this idea for about 2 weeks now. I just keep passing around in my head, and I just can't see enough downsides with it. I think it would be a really good idea, at least to put into test features. I want to see what you guys think about it. Thank you if you watched to the end. Yeah. Cheers, thank you.